Hey guys, I'm back with another knitting tutorial. I changed up the yarn so that it won't be as finicky. It's not as big though, so I hope you can still see it. And I got a bit of a better setup, so hopefully we have less issues. This video I'm going to is going to be purling and casting off. So you can see I already got my cast on, I think about 10 stitches. And let's get started. So to purl, it's the opposite of a knit. Come on, focus for me. Thank you. So what you're gonna do, so instead of putting your right needle in the bottom and behind, you're gonna put it in through the top and in front. And hold on, I have my working needle in a weird, or my working yarn in a weird spot. You want the working yarn to be in front instead of behind. Trying to do this from behind my tripod is difficult. So you put the right needle through your loop that's on your left needle from casting off, in through the top and in front. And then you take your working yarn, which is now in your front, and you wrap it around the right needle so that it's in between your right needle and your left needle. And it should be crossing over the loop like that. You can see the little loop there. Not the loop, the loop. And the little gap between the needles and the loop. And it'll make a little X once the camera focuses and you can see it better. And then you just do the same thing that you would with a knit stitch. You just use your right needle to pull that through the loop. And then you pull the loop that is on your left needle. You just pull it off and tighten the loop that's on your right needle. And then you do that all the way down. Needle in through the top and in front. Put the yarn over so that it makes a little X in between. And then pull it through the loop on the left needle so that you have the loop on the right, have another loop on your right needle, and pull that left needle loop off. And again, in through the right needle, in through the top of the loop on the left needle so that it's in front. Yarn over so that it creates the X, and then pull it through. Whoops. What did I do? Hold up, I did something wrong. Let me retry that. Oh, I didn't have it. There we go. I accidentally put it right through the strand of yarn instead of around it. And then let me let the camera load. In through the top. Right needle in through the top of the loop on your left needle. Yarn around your right needle. I don't know what's on my yarn there. Yarn around the right needle. And then pull it through the loop that's on your left needle, creating a new loop on your right needle. And then just pull the loop that's on the left needle off the needles. And there we go. And straighten that. Let me just straighten that out. And then now we are going to cast off. Give me just a second to grab my scissors. I completely forgot them. There we go. I'm back. So now we are going to cast off, which is very similar to just a knit stitch, only a tiny bit different. Get out of here. Tail. That's called a tail, I think. So, to start to cast off, I'm going to loosen this loop just a bit to make it a bit easier. Put your needle in, just like you would knitting. Your right needle in the bottom of the loop, that's on your left needle, and behind. I'm sure you could probably do it as a purl too, but this is how I always do it. And then you take your working yarn, you wrap it around your right needle the exact same way so that it makes a little crisscross over the gap in between your right needle and your left needle. And then you pull it through and pull the loop that's on your left needle off. The exact same way you would do a knit stitch. And then now you're going to do another knit stitch once. There we go. Trying to do my best so that you guys can see what I'm doing as well as hear it properly. We're just making another knit stitch now. And then now, once you have 2 knit stitches on your right needle, you're going to take your left needle and use it to pick up the bottom stitch right here. If I can get that. My arms are a little far away from me, so I'm not used to knitting like this. I don't think I did that. There we go. Hooray, I did it. So then you're going to tighten that top one so that it doesn't just fly away on you. And you're going to pull this bottom stitch that is now on my left needle up and over, right off, so that the top needle goes right through, not the top needle, so that the top stitch goes right through the bottom stitch. And I just tightened it, but you don't want to tighten it. That was a mistake that I just made. Don't tighten it. Keep it nice and loose, or else you won't be able to get your socks over your heels. I learned that the hard way. Because I'm so used to keeping everything really tight. So I did not grab that loop properly. There we go. I just washed dishes too, so my hands are a little dry. I'm sure that's not helping. Haha! Success! And you'll see the little, it's creating a nice little pattern along the edge of just loops looped into each other. That was a horrible description. Trust me, it's pretty. There we go. Almost done. And once So from casting on and doing knit stitches and doing purl stitches and then casting off, you can now knit pretty much anything as flat. I'll show you some fancier things in later tutorials to make fancier stitches, I think they're called, not stitches. I don't know, fancier patterns, not patterns, because patterns is the whole cloth. Like the rib stitching and the ladder stitching and stuff. Rib stitching you can do with just purls and knits. And the stocking net stitch, just purls and knits. So I'll show those in later videos, and then I'll show some other things like slip stitches is a bit of a fancier one, and dropping stitches, and then that'll allow you to create some cooler designs in the little fabric that you're making. The camera has gone blurry. There we go. Come on. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this up with my arms where I'm more comfortable having them. Okay, now once you've gotten to where it's just the one loop on the right needle, you make it nice and loose. I think I can just pull my needle out now. I just wanted to cut in here and say that when I say snip, for those of you who are visually impaired, what I am doing in that moment is I'm loosening the final loop that I have so that it can fit 2 or 3 of my fingers through it. And then I'm making sure that the working yarn outside of that is really long, and I am cutting it so that it's like maybe 4-ish, 5 inches long, maybe less than that, giving yourself lots of room. And snip with a nice long tail. Maybe I can't pull my needle out yet. Oh yes, you do. You pull your needle out, make that nice and loose. Ignore my leg warmers. And so in the loop, you got that nice big loop with the working yarn that has now been snipped coming out of it. You make a crisscross so that the working yarn just makes a line over the loop. And then you pull it through. And then you pull it tight. And you got your little thing. And that is how you cast off. And do purls. And do purls. And I hope you found this tutorial useful. I will be doing a vlog either tomorrow or Thursday. Maybe Friday if I keep forgetting. Have a good day. Bye.